Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Another episode of Trash Talk. TJ O'Connor with me as always, my partner Damian the Wolverine Hill. Trash Talk is joined tonight by Grant Bolduan, who's fighting December 21st against Aymar Hernandez at Canterbury Park for Driller Promotions. Trash Talk is sponsored as always by Valhalla Combat Sports Incorporated, Ink Shrinks Tattoo, Origin Wellness CBD, The Fighters, and my mother. Grant, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, How about you guys?
Doing good, man. I'm just excited for December 21st. That is probably one of the most stacked cards and one of the best cards you can be on to end the year and just set a tone for how 2020 is going to go, you know? So I'm excited for your fight. I'm excited for the whole fight card. I'm just excited.
No, that's definitely fair, and I'm excited as well. And Grant, appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. I know we had a chance to speak a couple months back here inside the trash can, coming off of your last performance, which was a good one at LFA. We talked about you going in there injured. How's everything been going this camp? Obviously, don't tell us if you're hurt, but what's this camp been like for you?
No, it's been good actually. I was lucky enough to heal up. I feel pretty good. Obviously there was that little time frame where I couldn't really train that much, but now I've been back in the gym, going full force, getting ready for the fight. So.
Yeah, well, I actually never even told TJ what you said to me when we were setting up this interview. He had said, "Yeah, I'm ready to go. No broken rib this time." I just started dying laughing when you said that, just because, man, you went out and you performed that well. You went through a majority of your training camp with a broken rib, go out there and still get the win, take the time to recover, and now bouncing back into this fight. How do you feel coming in this fight? You got to feel like you're Superman probably, right?
It's nice to feel healthy. That's obviously the number one thing on fight night is, feeling the best you can. And so it's going to be nice to perform again without having that hindrance or having that, even the fear to do something, like, for example, if you land a good shot, engaging more, kind of just being able to go out there and give it everything and not have to like protect or worry about something. That's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, dude. Well, I didn't even think about that. And I'm like, that's something that fans most likely don't think about either. If your rib is hurt and you throw an overhand right and you rock a guy and you're about to charge in, you have to think about that body shot, or you have to think about them taking a shot on you. Can you resist with that rib? Can you do that? And it just, wow, I didn't even take that into consideration until you just said it. Wow, like that. Yeah. That's an adjustment that you have to make. You kind of know what you can and can't do when you're training, but it's an adjustment you have to make on the fly, because I know instincts are going to tell you to do one thing, but it's smarter to do another. Is that something that was on your mind in your last fight?
Yeah. Of course, the whole time I was thinking, like, I wanted to just minimize any time he would have to, land a good shot, like a good clean shot right there. Cause I hit him pretty hard in the third, and I remember I wanted to push forward on him, but I remembered, I was like, hey, all I need is for him to, if he ducks his head and throws a wild shot and lands, I'm in trouble. So I was just like, I'm going to stay reserved, get him on the cage, and then take him down that way and just finish the fight out. Cause I knew I just needed to win that round to win. So I was like, that's kind of my game. That was my game plan. Honestly, the worst part for me was that the second I was got a little winded in that last fight, I couldn't catch my breath. It hurt. It was just, everything was miserable the whole time. But at the end of the day, the game plan was to just not get hit there. Keep moving forward. Just kind of, I knew I was going to be able to out wrestle him, so I wasn't too worried about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, having that wrestling background and knowing that you can always rely on that's definitely an ease for the mental side. But like Damian said, the mental toll, let alone the physical toll, going into a fight, injured plays on you, is a thing. And you've been active this year. This is going to be your 4th fight this year. And I don't know if you did this on purpose, but you broke them down where you fought each quarter. You fought February, May, September. Now you're getting the call in December. So you've been pretty active, and it's been consistent. When you got the call for this fight to compete at Canterbury, what was the initial thought? Because fight fans and fighters know, especially in the Twin Cities, that there's 3 top locations. I mean, you want to fight at Mystic Lake, you want to fight at the Myth, or you want to fight at Canterbury Park. So getting a chance to fight at home in the Twin Cities right before the holiday season, what was your initial thought on taking this fight?
I mean, honestly, anywhere in Minnesota, I would love to fight. I mean, obviously, I have, family and friends coming out to support me. So that's probably one of the nicest things to have, being able to hear your friends and family cheering for you while you're out there. That's, I mean, to me, it almost feels the same as wrestling did when I'm out there. So.
Oh my God. Okay. So this is only because you just mentioned wrestling, and this is one of the things that I like to ask wrestlers, specifically. I don't think I've ever asked anybody this on the show, or at least while we were recording, but do you feel more satisfied when you win an MMA fight, or when you just totally dominate somebody in a wrestling match? Because I feel they're different, and honestly, winning an MMA fight was way more important to me, like winning by knockout. But honestly, when I could do whatever I wanted to a guy, like on the ground, just picking him up, slamming him, turning him over to his back, letting him back over to his stomach, putting him back over to his back, getting those points just so I could win by tech, just because I'm a cocky asshole, because that's me. Which do you feel more satisfaction in? Do you feel more satisfaction? And I guess it isn't just the wrestling question, which one, wrestling or MMA, but which one do you feel more satisfying? Dominating in MMA, just winning the fight, or dominating on the ground, being able to just know that you can do anything you want to your opponent, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. Like, I feel like Khabib sometimes.
I think to be honest, I think that I definitely, probably one of the most gratifying things was, a TKO finish for an MMA fight. Having some, like, especially finishing a fight where at first I wasn't comfortable. That's, just still kind of developing my stand-up, but able to finish a fight, that was probably more gratifying than just winning a wrestling match. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, at a certain point in wrestling, they would send those turds out there that just didn't know how to wrestle.
Yeah. Oh, we don't want our starter to lose or whatever. They'll send in the backup. Dude, they did that with me once when I was wrestling, and then I won. And I didn't get any fucking credit from the coaches or anything at all. They sent me out there to lose, and you just, oh my God. Sorry. That's a different story.
I had a kid like charge at me once that I was like, he was just a turd, and he just charged at me, and we like both went all the way up in the air when I double legged him, and I was like, I knew I was gonna get called for it.
For a slam, yeah.
Dude, but I mean, I don't know. God. Like, it just that would happen. That would happen a significant amount of time where you just wrestle a guy that just shouldn't even be in there, but they're just throwing him to hope he doesn't get pinned. So I think that at the end of the day, somebody's prepped. If you look at it like an MMA fight, I think I would probably actually say an MMA fight's a little bit more gratifying, because that guy's, probably looking you up, training to fight you, getting ready to specifically go against you. So, and I think that there's just more tools you can use in MMA than you can in wrestling. So I think that I would say that overall, I mean, I would say an MMA fight is probably more gratifying.
Okay. Yeah. I think that speaks to your mindset and what a win means to you, because I honestly, like, I'm just an arrogant motherfucker. That's just me. I will beat a turd knowing he's a turd and then still brag to everybody how I just beat this turd.
Oh man.
That's just what I do. But I think that speaks to your character and just like you're a true competitor, So when it comes to landing punches and stuff, are you starting to fall in love with that? Like winning by TKO, punching? Dude, I love punching people in the face.
Man, that's my favorite.
Is that one of the things that is I mean, because you said it's gratifying winning or when you won by TKO, winning specifically that way, is that the most gratifying, or is that the way you see yourself winning most of your fights?
I mean,
Or wanting to win, sorry.
I mean, yeah, a fight, just a fight. I mean, I think finishing fights is probably, I mean, obviously, I just think finishing fights in general is probably be more gratifying than, just winning a wrestling match. I mean,
can I reword my question, because what I meant to say is, would you rather finish them by submission or by punching them in the face?
Oh, for sure, punching them in the face. I think, I think somebody would be lying if they told me that it was the other way. I don't know.
Dude, I mean, there is something about getting a guy to submit, getting a guy to quit. But one of the things I liked how you said was you were talking about not only winning by strikes, but winning by strikes when you weren't necessarily comfortable and overcoming adversity. And I think those are some of the biggest wins because, like Damian said, we all like to get easy wins. I mean, I believe it was Chael that said, I want the easiest fight for the most money. And that's just how it's supposed to go. And, but it's something about overcoming an adversity, whether it's a mental thing, like you said, not being comfortable there or getting rocked early, getting cut early and winning those fights. I feel like it's something about a fighter that when you're able to dig deep and get those wins, I mean, just my opinion, I feel like those are the gratifying ones, really.
You mean like fighting with a broken rib? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what he's saying.
Yep.
Me, I'm like, I'd only brag about that to be a D-bag. Like, I'd be like, hey, I fought with a broken rib. You remember that time I was injured and I beat that guy? I'd be telling everybody that all the time, dude. Like, I brag about guys like I beat Crow. A guy that was a turd that was supposed to lose to everybody he fought, and he did. And I still brag about that one to this day. I'm bragging about it right now. I whooped his ass.
I mean, it feels pretty good still if you're able to, fight it not at 100% and win. So I mean, I can't lie about that.
All right, now I'm pretty sure my internet is going out, but I don't know. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, no, you're fine on my end. Everything's going good, but just before we wrap this up, let's actually get into this fight a little bit. So you're Alvaro Hernandez. He's coming over from Wisconsin. Pretty good prospect. What do you know about him coming into this fight?
I know he's a boxer. I know he's a boxer. I know that. He's got decent jiu-jitsu, but that's about all I know about him. I know he's a smaller guy too, so that's about it. I don't really like to look into my fights too much. I don't know if I don't fight him the same way. I don't know. I would rather him have to worry about what I'm gonna do and not what he's gonna have on me. That's.
I like that. A lot of fighters that we've spoken with have said that I'm only worried about what I'm going to do. I'm not worried about what he's going to do. It's sometimes it's a little bit of a mind fuck when you go in there thinking that your opponent is going to do one thing and they do something completely different. Yeah. So basically, get to the question that I want to ask. What type of a fight are you expecting from him?
I'm expecting him. Probably try and, keep it close, keep it in the pocket, stand up in the pocket. Maybe if he's on the ground, try and threaten submissions, maybe, and then stand back up. But overall, that's kind of just the fight I'm expecting from him. But at the end of the day, everybody's got a game plan until they get punched. So.
Yeah.
Quote the powerful Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Everybody just wants to get into a fist fight, but once the guy starts fighting back, they're not really sure what's gonna happen.
Wow, dude! Stop with your Mike Tyson. That was really good.
So Grant, appreciate you coming on Trash Talk here. Just before we wrap it up, is there any teammates you want to give a shout out to? Any sponsors?
Obviously my team at the academy, my coach Greg. And then obviously my family for supporting it. They'll be out at the fight watching. So that's pretty much who. I mean, they've been in my corner this whole time while I've been trying to climb this. So hopefully we can keep it going.
There's nothing better than the support on the home front. Obviously, you got the support of the gym, the support of your coaches, and I'm looking forward to this fight. I feel like you're getting more comfortable every time you're in the cage, and I feel like that's causing you to be more exciting. So I can't wait to December 21st. Get to see you perform, sir. Best of luck finishing up this last week and a half of camp, and best of skill to you on December 21st.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, before we wrap this up, subscribe to Trash Talk with Damian and TJ. Otherwise, you're a hoe.
Yeah. Santa don't like that shit.
Are you listening? Damn.